it's great, right? Like I get a combo, like cool, I get some damage,
Yep.
but I'm not truly in like a pure advantage state yet because a lot of characters are going to try to air dodge through Sephiroth or kind of
Hmm.
brute force their advantage because his moves have a lot of startup. So a lot of players, I think, when they get that advantage state going, they start ripping those back airs, those up airs, those forward airs,
Yeah.
when they don't really have the privilege of doing it yet.
Okay.
And we'll go into another game to go back into that, but
Hmm.
um, because I think Sephiroth really needs to keep track of their opponent's resources, not just winning neutral.
Yeah.
So, if you're at low percent, like right now, this up air, up throw into neutral air, I have to stay grounded. My opponent, if I go for a swing, my opponent's going to hit the ground first. They're going to get under me,
Right.
and all of that advantage state was for nothing.
Hmm.
Um, so it's really important to, like you said, keep tabs on how they like to land.
Right.
And because of the low percentage, things like the non-sword moves become a little bit more valuable. Like if we look into the concept of people are going to try to air dodge through Sephiroth, punish him for whiffing a button.
Yep.
I always tend to consider it like disrespectful because they know that Sephiroth is going to struggle if they just brute force things, even
Hmm.
though they're in a rough spot. So you want to play in a way that's clean enough to not get disrespected, but the difficult thing about it is you're going to get smaller rewards a lot of the time. So
Yeah.
in situations like that, rather than using sword moves when my opponent has all their resources and they're at low percent, I love to do pivot down tilts or just down tilts in general to catch the air dodge. It's active enough, pops them back up. You can look for them to burn a resource again. You know what I mean? Kind of like the up throw in air where you're hoping they use their air dodge preemptively or that you're hoping they use their double jump preemptively.
Right.
Because then that opens up the sword moves. So
So,
that's one of the difficult things about Sephiroth is you have to win a couple times before you can truly start using the rest of your moveset.
oh,
Whereas another character might land one of those stray hits and just go into their advantage state naturally, where
hmm.
Sephiroth kind of has a lot of extra steps.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. One thing I've struggled with is, and I'm sure you probably caught it, I'll burn a resource of a defensive a little more often than I need to. And I feel like this is something you just learn as you play the game more and get your reps in.
It's really important, this whole disadvantage thing, especially because, like you said, a lot of players will want to get out as quickly as possible. And
Hmm.
not only do they want to get out as quickly as possible, they also want to make up for the damage that was just lost immediately. So a
Yeah.
lot of players will try to escape quickly and they'll also try to get a reversal as well, which is obviously like probably the quote unquote like greedy route.
Hmm.
A scenario you might have even heard me use that I'm always using in these MetaPhi lessons is um, a scenario where you're getting up air stringed by Captain Falcon.
Okay.
So if Captain Falcon's up airing you, there's always the scenario afterwards where when you come out of hit stun, they're looking for the air dodge or jump, right? And if
Yeah.
they get right, they take the stock. One of the
Mm.
most interesting things about this scenario is how often players think they have to burn one of those resources out of hit stun. Because think about it. If you don't give Falcon one of those visual cues, like if you drop your controller during those up airs, he essentially is going to just he's going to have to take the up airs. You're not
Mm.
giving him that resource to burn where he can just easily track you with a kill.
Right.
So that's one of my key perspectives of disadvantage state
Okay.
is, obviously valuing your resources and truly asking yourself when you have to guess out of hit stun.